Alright, welcome to day 9. Day 9. As I get a quick piece of extra paper out here for my rough sketches. So, alright, today we're going to do a double figure, two figures standing like with each other. This could be like a team shot. It could be just a lesson to show how to twist somebody around, but we're going to do two people at one time. So, yeah, let's get into it. 30-day drawing challenge, day 9. Alright, so the first one is we're going to separate. Let's just say we're going to have a guy right here. I'm going to see if I can get him kind of tall without without him falling off the paper. And then we're going to have space. We're going to have a guy right here a little further back from him. So first thing I'm going to do when you're drawing people, especially from the side, is tilt the shoulders a little bit. Just kind of like be a perspective shot like that. So this guy's going to go back opposite way. And since, let's say if this is the point up here, we're going to go back. So about like maybe like that. So basically, if you're doing somebody from the side, let's say this is the guy from the side right here. What you're going to have to do is that triangle, and here's your center of that. There's your center of that right there. So remember, anything above that line is you're going to see the top of. Anything below that line, you're going to see the bottom of. So if you're rounding something off, and this is your center, it's going to start rounding off like that. So, regardless if you have a belt, let's just say if he has some boots on him, the boots are going to be rounded like that. And let's say if his arm is here, they're going to be rounded like that. So you have to follow these lines, these guidelines. I mean, you can have as many lines as you want in there, but you just kind of like follow them, and then your person will come out right. So use all the point on my pencil. You want to put the head here. Let's drop it down and put the head up here. So put the head up here. So let's drop it down enough to leave room for that head. Same thing for the head too. That, like that. So his head is going to go right about there. Alright. Look at your camera. Let's get something black here so this camera won't mess up on me anymore. Put some pins up here. Maybe it'll stay focused as I go a little darker. So we want to get my torso here. And you judge what size the body's going to be by the torso. And remember, that's going to be your shoulders. It's going to be going that way. So I want to bring this around, because it's going to be round, and then down. Well, let me try this. This and that. The little manga stands like this, like how they always jut those hips out. And then same way, start with your torso. This way you're gonna notice I was leaning back. It's not up and down, it's kind of leaning back. So this one's gonna be here. I'm gonna make this a little smaller and maybe put him more to the side like this, where this is there. It's gonna almost be a side position. Keeping that curve right there. So and see how that comes out. Alright, so I want to do the tuna can. Let's get this right, that way I can see what the thing is. Chest, the mountain, then your side right there. The chest is just above and it turns right there. So here's your one delt, here's your other delt. So here is the tuna can. So remember, so let's just say, we're in the middle for this guy is about right here. Not so much the middle, but the center line. So if I have to do my tuna can, it's going to be like that. Then we have the house, but we want to bring it like this. Center of the roof. I'm looking to see if my legs are going to be too short or too long. I'm going to shorten this a little bit. And bring that house here. So let's put one leg down real quick. That's still a little high for me. I can see that already. This is a little too high. So since I'm going crazy with all this red, let's try this. Do this real quick. Pencil, which I won't be able to see. But you can see it. You can see it now. I'm going to put a little light on it. In and around. That. The other one is going to be here. Same thing, remembering that, like this, I guess. Somewhere like that. So bottom of this has to be lower. Knee, calf, knee, that. Now when you do something like this, when you lean it back like that, you have to bring the head more forward. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these lines so I can figure out if I've got heads, making heads or tails of this guy. And then we'll put one foot this way. And put the other foot this way for the time being. This is going to be like this and then up. So this head is going to tilt forward, lean forward. See, give some shoulder because this is like that center line. I'm not going to see too much up here as far as shoulders. I'm not going to see above the shoulder. So this arm is going to be like here. Put it to the side. Actually, going to bicep, bring it down so the fist is pointed down. So that's too low. Remember it's going to be right at the crotch, pretty much at the crotch, your wrist. So this bicep is going to be like pretty much here. there. And we have this arm right here, belt coming off of there. Bicep. Staying on that line as best we can. This one is going to be higher. That. We have that fist there. This fist is going to be lower. Drop that up. Somewhere like in there. Looking at it in the monitor. This curve. So this is actually going to be like this. Side, the legs are going to be like that. Like that there. Leaving room for the man jump. So his buddy or his partner is going to be turned the opposite way. And he's just going to be like way more that way. So again, shoulders, give him a little bit of shoulder, not too much. You're not going to see too much because it's above that line. His line is probably going to be about, if I go off the paper, so if I can cut this off and see a little bit. Off the paper, it's probably going to be somewhere down here. So keeping that in mind, this, the shoulder, the other shoulder, here is the chest, shoulder. Let's do the stomach. The chest going around here, stomach, mountain. And then where that falls, you're going to have this. It goes up to the, touches that delt, the edge of that delt, and this turns. Same way here. I should have done that. I'm going to drop him down a little, that chest down, and it turns right there. Tuna can. So this guy is going to be leaning back a little bit more just because. Since he's there, bring him down. Just bring that straight down. So what I did here with all these lines is I had this center line, which is going to be right here, and then I'll just continue bringing the line down into that tuna can right here, like that. Then you continue that to the house. Give him a little hip. So side one is just keep going down, stomach, chest, right here. You're going to curve around. There's this much curve. You want to have that same much curve. And where this touches this line at, where does it make that X? It goes up under the delt or into the delt. It's going to be like that. Wow, how much of that was blurred? How much of that was not blurred? Poor camera, you suck. Let me do this one more time because I don't know how much was blurred, how much, probably as soon as I move the paper. Okay, once again, circle, oval. The center line is going to be on the side like this. So you want to bring that straight down like that. Just one hole straight down and then the other part right there. Center line continues, top of the roof. Give them a little more hip right here. Point there, and that's how you do more of a side view. And of course you have your shoulder, you know, that delt, the ball falls right on that shoulder and here. So if you did like a T, if this is the center line, you did a T, you'd have a ball here and a ball here, and then this is the torso, chest, it goes like that, and then your shoulders on top of that, it would be for your neck. All right, let's see how far we can go without it messing up again. Yeah, so remember it comes straight down like this into that curve line. Let's see, about right here. Without making it too fat. I mean, this is just your love handles right here, which is your obliques. Or if you think about having a belt on, a thick belt, it won't be too much, it won't be too thick, too wide an area. or too thick of a tunican. And this is why I draw with a red pencil, because I use so many lines. Like with this one, I use so many lines that it'll be hard for you to follow which line is which. But with a red pencil, I can do this just like I did that. Come over it with a real pencil, and then you'll see what I'm saying. As far as you'll see what line I'm using. So let me go back to my red. So if I do have to continue that, you'll know what line I'm using. So this is just an oval that stops right here. We kind of follow this line here, spread them to give them a balance. Circle for the knee. Keep going down straight. Come down here and calf. And this line, his foot his ankle's going to end right here. So give him a little more calf. I'm going to curve this a little bit. So I'm going to have this. That's going to be right there. I'm going to curve this in. Maybe not so much, but I'm going to curve it in anyway. All right, back to the red pencil. All right, so this one, we're not going to have it out, we're going to have it down as well. Almost like you're having the legs together. But we're following this curve like that. You have to see a lot of manga characters stand like that. It's like they go out and it comes in. It's like they have their hip out like that. And that's like a manga stand. And of course you gotta bring that head forward, but they kind of throw that hip out right here. It's just following this line like that. So this is what I'm trying here today, to do that. Get that kind of, jut your hip kind of out. So it's kind of almost like a shallow S, I guess, that. The other one follows like that. But you gotta get that balance right. If you don't get that balance right, it kind of throws it off. So this leg is almost kind of like almost straight down, because this leg goes out, not too much, and then you have that kind of have that manga pose stand. Whereas we don't throw our hip out like that. So I mean, I guess I could probably throw this one out more. But since it was a quick drawing, we'll see what happens in the end. And again. That, so this one's going to be here, that knee, that coming in there. So if this one is here, this has to stop here. So everything stops on like the same line pretty much. Knee, this is center and it goes up like that. So we would see like the, we see the top of that. No, we see the bottom of that. Looking in the monitor, not too shabby. I think I'm gonna make this guy more buff than this guy. Kind of like a Batman Robin kind of thing. One is more buffer and one is less. Somebody asked me about drawing a figure without making them so buff. And I'll give a quick example in a second. So this guy's foot is going to be kind of like this. Not in front of this foot. And this foot is going to be like the side. And that's just a triangle. So do that out. See if I can throw this back a little bit more. We want to try to S, have that S going. Dealt so many lines. Okay, so this is the center here. I'm throwing myself off. This is where his neck is going to be, here. To that shoulder. a little bit of shoulder, not too much shoulder. The depth is going to be right here. Yeah, so that's going to be there. Take some of that away. Bring this out more and down. And I'll fix it with the regular pencil. So I want to be this arm here. And this one, bend it in a little bit more. Remembering the wrist is going to be around at the crotch area. It's got a little more chest. This. Bring that guy's arm up. That. A little bit of that. And his head. Maybe about right here, looking at us. And shrink that arm a little bit, not as in shrink, but shorten it. Shorten it. Let's bring that arm back out more. Pencil. Get a little curve in there. So, a little curve on his chest, chest comes up, and ends right here. So you can still get that swing. Swing on him. One will come in like this, one will come in like this. I cannot see now with this pencil, so gotta go for the light. Come on, let's drop this chest down a little bit. This. Bring that leg out. The knees just going to come in here because of that thigh. Come in and come back out here without making them look fat. That's about right. So we bring that chest down like a lot more. Which means that delt come down a lot more. Bicep comes down. It's that curve. Like that. Looking in the monitor. Now, as I said, if I'm going to draw somebody that is not as muscular, I'll just use that same position. That, come on the side, put in the can, upside down house. This is more straight. This is less manga curvish. more Western, should I say. Now, if I didn't want to make him muscular, what I would do is, you still have the curves, but let me do another one so you guys can kind of judge between the two. Just part of it. This collarbone, this arm, part of the arm, chest, and abs. This neck is at that P, and then the head is there. So let's just say I'll make this guy muscular. Come on, pencil, give me a break. I'm going to make him more bigger and round. I'm going to round these shoulders off more. I'm going to round this off more. Just think of it like it was a balloon with air in it. I'm going to make sure everything is like thick and round. As kind of thick and round as I can. Added lines, connect all the lines. Extra muscle where I can. Keep it round, as round as possible. And especially with a thick neck, and use a square jawline. Keep the neck right there, or part of that line right there, part of that face right there. And of course, collarbone, and then wherever the muscles, what am I trying to say? The muscle direction, add lines for that. Basically, you're going to kind of like connect every line in the direction that your muscle fibers run. So I would just, even striations in the chest, like that. So that's a big guy. So if I was keeping this guy fairly slim, I would not round it off like that. I still keep the shape, but I wouldn't round it off as much. Keeping it still round to show that he does have some muscle definition. And then instead of like connecting this, just a little bit of line here, and then there's the chest. Stop it right there, maybe a little center there, and definition there. Collarbone. Not having everything touch like I would the other one, and then the neck is not going to be as thick. And to indicate that, you have some of the face coming off of the neck, the head coming off of the neck, not having it as big, as thick. Shoulders could be more flatter than bulky round like that. As I say, you still want to give them some curve. Biceps not going to be that big. Arms are not going to be that big. You don't want them fat or anything like that. Not connecting everything. Instead of giving them the abs, maybe just a straight line here. Or break the line there. Come down. The legs, you still want, as I say, you still want to maintain that shape, but I just don't connect everything. Don't make it as big. And then you have a slimmer kind of guy without getting all the great muscle definition. I can even bring it like this. I can even take that lat, slim him down a little bit more. But just don't connect all the lines. I mean, the more the lines that you connect, the more muscular the guy becomes. So if you're trying to do, use the same thing, just don't make it so blown up like that balloon. So a little definition depending on, you know, how big your guy is or how ripped you want your guy. Just a little definition is all it takes. Alright, so back to these guys. Yeah, when I put that pencil in there, it is hard to see. I'm going to adjust my chair. I need to come over the picture a little bit more. Nope, I need my light. It's just that pencil, the glare from my, it's not halogen light, but whatever it is, the light, it reflects the light from that pencil, and I really cannot see. So the head's going to be here, so what to do, if you have trouble drawing heads, just draw that point like that. Same thing like doing an upside down house. Put your head on there, and then just flatten that like that. So if I did that, here's my head, this point, and I always do that with females, but then you go straight up, so you're kind of like doing a long upside down house, and then you do that. Give him, you know, the top of his head, and then just take this, and then get rid of that point, and then you have a nice head. So it's going to be straight, straight, down, down. There's your point right here, and then just put your line right there, and at the top you just curve it. And it's the same thing if I tell some people, if you can't draw that head, draw that rectangle, round it, and wherever your jawbone is, bring it in like that. And then, you know, where your jawbone is your mouth. Just above that is your nose. And then you figure out where your eye is. I always draw crooked eyes. I don't care if all my eyes are crooked. I'll get to that point one day. And then just throw your ears in there. You can bring that head back more into the ear, because this part is going to be wider than this, because your head is egg shape like that. So whenever you do that, just bring it behind that ear, and you have a good sized head. And you can bring the chin in if you need be. Just bring this line in more, and then you have that. So if I did the female, I will do the same thing. That, instead of taking it straight up, I will take it out more, like I'm doing a balloon. That's more, or that's a little more exaggerated, but that's how I would do this, and come in to my round chin. In other words, it demands I would do this, come straight down to my square chin. And then it would be the difference between the female and the male head. Alright, so these guys are looking pretty cool. Let's see, curve that a little bit. Take that up. Okay, this is my wrist, so I'm going to have my palm, my other palm, pencil time, my wrist, I have my palm, my other palm here, this, you have this little box here, with the front, it comes around, curves, fingers, 1, 2, 3, and you have the fourth one, and then just take that thumb, and make a little square here. There's your palm right there, one part of the palm. There's the other part of the palm, which actually curves right into that finger, and then your wrist. This one, depending on how you turn if you're going to turn your fist forward, basically, let's see if I can do this. It's just doing squares. So if I turn this fist forward, I'm doing this box like that. And then the thumb is going to be here. So this fist is going to bend down here and go right into that palm, which is that thumb on that side. It's going to curve up, which is like, yeah, I just screwed that up. curve on here. Where is it at? With this pencil, it's kind of hard to do. That's going to come in, go in, and curve in, and that palm, that thumb is going to cover most of that up. So you have that palm here, goes up. You have your one finger, 2, 3, and 4. And then you have, where's the palm right here, and then you have the other part of the palm there, and that thumb is going to cover that up. I know that was so screwed up because it's just so small. Continuing on, I'll show you in detail when I get back to this thing here. Do I want to turn the palm? That's the thing. I don't know. We'll see. That pencil is bad on me. You're still not blurred. Good, good, good. How did I have this? How do I work that? I can't see him with his palm turned though. I don't know. This position, I wanted to kind of give a little bit of indication, but it looks, to me, it would look better with just side fists. I know it's kind of a get over, but you have to see what looks best. Almost threw some ink on that thing. This guy here, see a little bit of that finger. And then that thumb, and the palm, thumb here. This guy here, this here. I'm not going to see too much, so you can see the thumb go back up in here. Comes like that. It'll be like this if I draw through. And that finger bends in like that. Which is, who's supposed to be lower? He's supposed to be lower. Which is a little too low for me. So, here's that line. So the fist is going to be here. No lower than that palm there. Better. So how did I have that? Thumb. Like that. Alright. Looking in the monitor, they're not going to have any weapons or anything like that. I mean, you can throw a weapon in the hand or something, but I just want to kind of round it off a little bit more. So this, again, sorry for the light, but once I throw that pencil in there, it's kind of hard. So this, I'm going to come around here to the center. Tricep action. Make it a little square. Just a little rounder. This up so you can have this. And I always do that M when I do mine. So it's going to be down. It's going to come down because you're going to have that little obliques. Love handles. Let's bring that in. Let's bring that stomach in. Give him that little vacuum look. And I'm telling you, apologize in advance for this pencil. I'm trying to get my light to where it's not really affecting the thing. So I'll lift it up as high as it'll go. And maybe I can still see and you can see at the same time, which is not bad. So we go in. And we come out, give them that vacuum look where you suck the stomach in. When older bodybuilders, like in Arnold days, they suck their stomach in. Give them that look of smaller stomach. So let's get rid of some of this. You know how the hip connects now. diamond for that leg. And that could be a little shorter, but kind of like the long legs on them. I'll look at this in the morning and kick myself because I've done, I don't know what day it was. I looked at what one of the drawings and was like, I don't believe you didn't see that. So it is always good to like ink your drawings the next day, but since this is like doing one a day, I'm gonna have to go with the mistakes that I don't see. Center that leg to that V. That's where your knee is going to be at, that diamond shape for the knee. You have a little bit of meat here, and then you come out to your calves. There, ankle, foot, ankle. The inside ankle is higher than the outside ankle, so a lot of times in the beginning, a gnat coming around me, buddy, like that, and then you bring it down like that. And then that, once that you have that knee here, it comes over that knee. The knee is on the inside, like that diamond shape. Is it a diamond? Yeah. Well, a diamond is more like that. This is a jewel, like this, straight, down, and down, like that. So that's it's more like a jewel shape, but I'll just say diamond, like that for the knee. And down you have this part, little piece of the meat that comes around and then into your, whatever this part of this leg is. I was gonna say your shin. Separate this into a V, and you have that muscle that goes out, runs down into your thumb. This comes in and stops. Square off that delt. Yeah, I can actually square this one off too. Dip right there. The neck is going to come down into that little V here and go up. Head, let's bring my head. My chin is like this, give it a little more head. Remember, keep that neck in line with that head, or take that neck out more to give them a better, stronger look. I'm not going to do faces on these guys. I don't know why. I'm just not going to do faces on these guys. Not too much of a tilt. Don't take that head too high up on that neck. Cool. Shoulders, so the chest is going to be like this. Square that one off too. Sorry, the gnat, same gnat. He likes my light. I don't know how he got in here. Guess it was all the rain and driving him in here. Arm. Separate that bicep from that tricep. It's not going to be as big as this guy because I don't want the same kind of body style, and that's something you should think about whenever you're drawing your characters. You don't want both of them to have everybody to have the same body size, style. So you bring that waist in a lot more. Bring that hip out. Leg, this little piece here. Calf. Remember this little inner piece here that swings around to the shin bone. Your bone is like right here. You can actually bring that leg up a little bit, or that foot up a little bit, just for like a hair. Inside is higher than the outside. Get your knee. You have the separation, that center line that comes into your knee. So that means you have one muscle here. You have this one here that comes in, curves back out, and you have this little one here because you have that V. So if you have this one here, goes into like this V here, like that. So just remember, this is going to be your center line here that curves into there. So you're going to have that center line here as well. Your calf muscle comes up. Turn it, Brian. Take this up a little bit, out and in a little bit. This is why I don't draw with pencil. So many lines, so many lines. It's pretty good, pretty good. Neck comes out like that into that point. And then we'll try to fix this in a wash. Oh yeah, I forgot the guy's abs. The abs. Right where this comes in, you turn it in. Suck it in a little bit and then bring it back out. Oblique right here. Just goes down into the crotch. And that's the leg. Remember, the leg is like this. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to stop and walk away for a while and then see what I don't see. And this could be shorter, but as I said, I'm going to keep it long. No, I'm not. I'm going to make it shorter. And see what I can see as far as does it need, you just made it shorter but you kind of brought it back to the same line. Does it need anything else? This is round. This is the oblique. This is the hip. So if I do some ribs, the ribs are going to come like this, around like that. Following this straight up, curving around, and your ribs. And actually they're kind of like straight across like that, and the other ones come down at an angle like that. Which I don't like to do these second pair because it just kind of makes them look hungry. And your lats are past these ribs, you have your lats. So a little Jim Lee thing like this. And then come back and then throw some ink on it, and we'll be good to go. All right. For me, it'll be a few minutes. For you, it's going to be instant. All right, I just realized I had my air humidifier on all this time doing this first part. So if you heard that fan, then yeah, that's what it was. If you heard that noise of a fan, that's what it was. I'm just so used to hearing it that I forgot to turn it off. So my bad. Now I looked at it, it's pretty good, except, well, I'll do this. I'll bring this waist up and this lat. I'll take some of that lat off and bring that up. Other than that, I think it's inking time. And again, if you do it at the chest, if you do that, the nipple's right here. If you do that pyramid shape, the nipple's right here. And then bringing this up, that is where your as a thing, that is where the ribs are going to be. So if you bring this all the way around like that, your ribs are going to be like that. But I don't do nipples because then YouTube is like, oh, you're drawing nude stuff. So yeah, I don't do that. So now you know where to kind of like to put the little ribs, and I said the other ones. One comes, they almost kind of like go up, and the other set come down. They kind of like link into each other. But as I say, I usually don't do that because I just look a little too hungry. So yeah. All right, so let me ink this. Since I've got so much pencil on, I'm going to ink it with a thicker marker. Oh, also I'm going to do this fast motion. Let's see if I can get away without the light. Let's dim the light a little bit. Let's see if I can get away without it. So fast motion, and let's go. All right, there you go. Now I stopped and I ate dinner. And yes, I said dinner because I usually draw when it's late or when it's early. In the middle of the day, that's when life has to bug me. So yeah, I only get to draw early in the morning or late at night. So that's going to be it for these guys. So, take this position. You can have your two guys. If you have a team, you put a sword in his hand or a gun or guns or whatever in their hands. If you have like soldiers, if you have the superheroes with the capes, you put the capes on them, whatever. But that's what the whole point of the drawing, the pose positions are for. Number one, for you to practice. Number two, you to take these characters and make them your own characters. And that's why I don't do faces a lot of times. So that's going to be it because I'm not going to ramble. I'm just letting you know what's up. So day 9, yes, is over. Day 9. I had to make sure I'm losing count. It's only been 9 days. I'm losing count. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.